Welcome to the Bob and Tam Show tonight.
And our excellent adventures.
There you go. We told you the other day we are going to go live. We
Maybe.
didn't know how things were going to go today. And we ended up having a little bit of time and didn't get a lot of things done in the garage today. So we're going to go live and give you a little update about what we did today and talk a little bit about 2022, what we liked, what we didn't like, what happened with us. And maybe you guys can tell us what you thought about how your year went. And then we're going to talk a little bit about 2023, how we're going to go forward in 2023 and what kind of excitement we're going to bring. She's trying to we got a new iPad from our daughter, and we're going to try to get that set up. Right now, we're going to use the phone. And the idea of getting an iPad was so she could answer the comments down here. So we'll see how many people
Will
actually
I be able to put it up there too? We have two people on.
There you go, two. Oh, yes, we're one. There you go. Weston's on. Weston Customs. What's up? How's it going, guys? And so, yeah, we just came up here. I figured there's probably a lot of people that might have been off work today. And that's why we kind of thought we're going to do this earlier, but it just didn't happen. So this morning, I wanted to hurry up and get a video up for today for being live yesterday at New Year's Eve in Las Vegas. So we wanted to kind of show you that. We have another one that I've got to finish, which I'll see when if I can get it done quickly enough. That actually showed you the event we were at. We were at the Westgate and filmed quite a few. Met a new guy. We met Fred and
Johnny.
And his, I don't know if it's, I guess it's his girlfriend or fiance or whatever she might be. And they're going to be going to Daytona and Myrtle
Bull
Beach.
is on. Hey, Bull. Is it Bull? B-U-L-L?
Yep, boy. And so we just kind of, well, she's getting the iPad going so she can start answering comments. So we have to wait for you guys to come up and we'll see what's going on. So New Year's, it was okay. Bad news was we shouldn't have stayed at the hotel. With just the fireworks really weren't that good. If you watch the end, we were pretty far away. We missed a lot of the main ones.
Because all the casinos were in front of us. So you could see this side and this side, but not in the middle of that one. And there was one here and you could see the side. And then down there you could see, it looked like they were coming from that hotel.
So not too bad. It was okay. We didn't get hardly any rain, and that's a good thing because they were predicting all that rain in Las Vegas. There's Ryder X. Hey, he made it on.
Hey, how about that?
And I was glad to see you. Did you make it to your drag specialties thing?
No, that's the end of January.
Oh, it's into January. Okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully see you guys in Daytona. Yes, we are definitely going to be in Daytona. We're going to talk about that tonight. What our plans are for Florida and stuff. We're probably dependent on, we'll go a little bit now since we're already talking about it. We're going to head out. We're not sure when. Sometime in February. A lot will determine the weather this year. We are not going to wait to the last minute to leave, which we already get there really early anyway. We're not going to wait to the last minute to leave. We're going to start looking already, probably about the first, maybe even the second week of February. We're going to start looking at the weather. If the weather's good, if it looks like Texas is going to be 60 degrees all the way through, we're packing up and we're gone. So we could be leaving in the next 30 days pretty quickly here. So we're going to find out what's going to happen. And it all depends on weather. We're not going to go through Texas like we did last time and have to put up with all that ice and that little bit of snow they got. And it made just things bad. And the power went out, couldn't get gas. It was just crazy.
Happy New Year to Rick.
So that's our big thing there. So we're hoping to get to Florida extra early this year. We're probably going to hit Daytona right away. We got a couple places we're going to bounce back and forth between Orlando and Daytona the first month through February, all the way up until Daytona Bike Week starts. So we're going to be there extra early this year, mainly just because of the weather. We got a couple great places that we can stay. Actually, we have about 3 places in Daytona we can stay at. 2 are private property. One is, what's the campground?
Crazy Horse.
Crazy Horse. They've always invited us that we could stay there. We could boondock and no problems there. So that could be an option that we may eventually take. A lot depends on the weather. It's too cool. We don't want to have to be running the generator. If it gets hot, you never know. I was looking at some things today about Daytona and somebody said, oh, last year it was so cold. No, it wasn't. It was 2021 was where, when I went back and looked at the videos, I was like, holy crap, we had winter coats on. We were all covered up and everything that first couple of days. This year, well, actually we're in the new year now, 2023. 2020 was actually really good till it got to be about Wednesday when it poured down freaking rain. So then it kind of got cool, but I mean, it still was in between the rain. We weren't wearing, I don't think we were wearing any jackets at all. We even got like wet t-shirt that one time.
Yeah.
Danny's on, and
Hey, Danny, how you
yeah.
doing?
So Ryder X said it is into January, and that's up in Kentucky. Is that where that is? Is that where was that going to be at?
It's in the Carolinas, North or
Oh,
South Carolina,
okay.
I think.
And it looks
Or
like
no, Kentucky maybe.
I actually
North
was
Kentucky.
looking at the one that they had in Arizona last year, and where they bring all the vendors in and stuff. It's more for people. Like Rick Rack goes to it, where you can see a lot of, I guess, what Drag Specialties is very similar to what J&P Cycles is. Neither one of them make anything, and they all have products that they sell. So some of the vendors that we see out, like Rick Rack's one, that actually buys his products from them, and where some of the vendors go directly to the manufacturers and buy stuff. So it all kind of depends on what's going on. So there's Mark. He says, Happy New Year
Happy
to
New
everyone.
Year.
Been binge watching football here. Go Dogs. And
Oh, that's our.
Louisiana is where it's going to be at. Hey, maybe we'll stop by. I don't know. Well, we won't be there that early. Happy New Year. Because I know, did you talk to Marilyn? Did she end up emailing you? We gave her your email. You sent
No,
her.
I gave him their phone numbers.
Oh, did you talk to Marilyn? She's a major contact for us. You want to be her friend. And Wesson is have a sticker for you guys in Daytona. Got to order some more for that event. Sounds good. We stocked up. We got new business cards too. We got ones now with our website on it. We actually have some cards that actually have our phone number on it. So we can give it out instead of always writing a number on for some of you. If you're a regular subscriber, things like that, we don't mind giving phone numbers out. I just don't want people calling. Because one thing, we don't leave that phone on. Actually, that's what's running here now. We don't normally leave it on. It's turned
Well,
down
like
all the
today, we
time.
didn't have it with us all day, so
Yeah. So we don't carry it around, but we get a lot of them Texas. Who did I say just Texas? Randall? Was it Randall that just Texas?
I know Pat and
Pat
Gary.
Mike? No. And I have not spoken to Marilyn yet, but I did get her contact. And you definitely, if you're going to go there, she probably already knows everybody that's a Drag Specialties. She is just a wealth of knowledge for us. She's helped us so much out these last 2 years, and we couldn't have met half the people that we have met without having Marilyn helping us out. We have a lot of other people help us too. John from J&P is a great guy. He helps us out. We have a lot of great people. Shelly Rossmeyer, the Harley dealers over in Las Vegas. Talk a little bit about new bikes coming out. We'll talk about that. We were over there in Las Vegas and talked about that too. So it's kind of neat. So Happy New Year from David's on, and Emery's on. What's up, guys? Can't wait to see you guys. Make sure you bring your rain gear and bring warm clothes, because it could, like this weekend here, we were in the 50s, low 60s. Well, being where he's at, what's he in?
He's in Delaware.
Yeah, so it's probably pretty cold there. So probably a big difference.
Mindy's on.
So she's trying to get the iPad working here, and we can get on here and chat with everybody. So yeah, so the garage that's what we did today. We spent all day today. We went over, well, this morning I made that video, heard him, got that out. And then we went over to the garage. We put the new RV batteries in the RV, got them all going. They're all charged up and ready to go. So that part is ready. And electric is not turned on yet at the garage. They haven't. I figured they weren't going to come out. I didn't think they were going to be out last week anyway because of the Christmas week. Who was going to work on Christmas week? Definitely the power company, probably not. And I knew they wouldn't be out today because this is the holiday for them. So hopefully next week they'll come hook up the power pole so we can start running the wires into the garage. We'll get that going. So today we ordered all the rest of the drywall that we need to finish up the office. We ordered everything that we need for our bathroom, our shower, all that stuff we got coming today. Got insulation to make those air conditioners work good. We're gonna insulate the office part, and it's, how big is the office? It's
15 by 24.
So that's how big the part that we're going to be doing.
9-foot ceilings.
Yeah, that we're going to be doing our videos and stuff in, and then also doing. We have to see how money is going. We spent way too much money on this. So yep, Mindy's on. That's our one daughter. Other one's over in Hawaii.
Yeah.
It was 26 last night. 60 is going to be awesome. Yeah, probably. But you never know. And it's just like here. I look tomorrow. We're going to be 59 here tomorrow. We're a little bit warmer here than usually Las Vegas is, by just a couple of degrees. So we're 90 miles south of Las Vegas. And but it just depends. Once you get into Utah, You start getting up into the mountains over there, it can get to where you can have snow, like Mount Charleston. You couldn't even go up on it if you didn't have chains or 4-wheel drive or something like that. They were already turning people away this last weekend. So I don't know how they supposed to got another foot of snow up on Mount Charleston this weekend. That's in Las Vegas. So Craig's on. Happy New Year. Hope to maybe see you later in January in Vegas.
Yep,
So
we'll be up there for the Mecum auction.
Yep. So we're probably going to be there that whole week, depending on Emery HVAC. When he comes down, we may drive back down, like make sure you come all this way. We're gonna let you see the garage.
Yeah.
So there's no doubt about that. So, but we come back and forth, just like this trip here. We went to California, and I didn't want to leave the big truck out in Vegas, so we came back the day after Christmas. We drove back here, switched out, got what we call our family truckster, and took it up there, and that's what we ran around Las Vegas.
Well, the big truck, you can't get in any of the parking garages. It's just way too tall.
Okay, so you got it all set up.
Yes.
All right, so let me go back here to the Apple Store.
Can't see that Traveler One there. Good evening, all. How you doing, Traveler One? Ryder X says it's going to be 67 here in Virginia. That's good for being out there on the northeast coast. Karen's on. Hi, Bob and Tam. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you.
You can get rid of it.
There you go.
Install.
David Eastwood's on. Happy New Year, Bob and Tam.
Password in. All right, she's trying to get the iPad going. So what the idea of doing the iPad we got it through our daughter, and I won't say how she got it. And she gave it to us, and we gave it back and gave it back. And so that's the way it is. It's all working good. And so the idea is when we're doing lives like this, it's tough to look like we're doing now. We're tapping the phone trying to see you guys to get on.
I don't know what that said.
So this Apple ID has not yet been set up in the store. Tap review to sign in. It says when it gets ready. Computers. So I don't know. Somebody else wrote something. Oh, there's Emery. I think Sunday we are heading to Laughlin and Bullhead City. That'd be good. 29, so that may be easier for you guys. Sounds good because we're probably. It'll still work. Don't worry about it. Still work. We got a whole nother thing we're doing here, and in a couple of weeks, you guys get to see.
Oh yeah, that'll work. Oh, the Mecum auction will be over by then.
No. Oh, the 29th?
Yeah, it's over the 20.
Oh.
Yeah, so that'll work. We'll be home. We won't even be in Vegas then.
Yeah, Love Bullhead City on the 29th, so that may be easier for you. But we could probably, because you're coming in on Monday, isn't that the day you're coming into? Because it looks like now we're going to be in Las Vegas on, is it Sunday now we're going in?
Monday. It's Monday to Monday, the 23rd through the 29th, I think.
Okay. So we'll be there Monday morning. So I don't know what time your plane lands and all that.
22nd to the 29th.
Yeah. Maybe how many of you are going or coming to Las Vegas? Maybe we can pick you up and take you over. Are you going to Easy Rider? Is that where you're picking up your bikes at? And how many's going? So maybe we can pick you up and tell us what day you're coming in.
You wanna put your PayPal account on here or anything?
No, I don't put nothing. They can cost. Do you guys need some help with the iPad setup?
Yeah.
Hopefully not. No, just put a debit card in there.
I got one.
No, we know how to set up an iPad, but it's just I can't because I've got my Mac computer. I can't find my password, and so when I went in there and I tried to type it in, we don't really buy any apps off of there. Most of my stuff I download directly from the websites for all my stuff that we use for editing. So I don't really use that. So somehow we can't find my passwords. We're not going to look around for them. I try to remember what we normally use now, but that's not working.
You wouldn't let me use it. You would.
I know, but just do what you got. So she's doing that. Let's see what else we got for comments. Rick's on. Still at least 3 months before this bike gets to be driven here in Niagara. Going nuts, not riding. Yep. We're going to have a video come out here. I don't know if I'll get it done tomorrow or not. I got to stay at the garage all day tomorrow because that's Home Depot's bringing out the $3,000 worth of crap we just bought. Insulation, some more 2x4s, the drywall, the screws, all the crap. Got 2 people supposed to help me this weekend coming up to put the drywall up, mud it. Hopefully that'll all be done by Monday. There's one guy across the street, he's off on Monday too, so he can help us on Monday doing it. So hopefully that'll all work out, and we'll have not the whole garage ain't gonna be done. We're just doing the inside of the shop, the 15 by 25 or whatever it is. That's gonna be done. Tomorrow I'm gonna go over. I've got all my wiring done. I gotta just label everything that I gotta put in the fuse box, and then I've got to put all the little outlets in. And we got a little buzzer today to cut around the outlets when we get the drywall up there instead of having to try to cut it before, or cut it with a saw. I've done that in the past. So I'm gonna be there all day tomorrow. So I'm thinking about doing a video tomorrow on how to clean your bike. Blizzard there in Minnesota tomorrow. At least it's up to 20, not minus 20. Yeah, I could imagine that. Karen's on. Got to go football games on. She's watching the football. Captain Adventure's on. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you. Piper L is there. And Emery's there. Two of us, yes, at Easy Rider. We arrived late on the 28th. 28th.
That's the day before. We'll still be in Vegas that day.
So we might be able to come get you. Because my calendar. Calendar. Release in the right month. You're coming in on the 28th. Yeah, so yeah, we'll still be there Saturday. If you're coming late, it worked great because the Meet Some Auctions over at 5. So yeah, if you're coming in late, that might work out. So we pick up the bike Sunday morning at 9 a.m. And where are you guys staying at? Go to forgotapple.com to reset your password. Well, see what it did, Rider X, is when I went to go reset the password, it went into my other computer. It goes, go to your Mac. And so when I went there, it wanted me to sign in too again to approve that I could change it in this one. So I don't know. We might, she's putting it in her name now is what she's doing. It's just, she's going to use this more. Kiwi's on, and Happy New Year. So we want to thank everybody for this. It's been a pretty good year.
Yes,
2022.
to all of you.
Well, we appreciate all you guys watching our videos. We love meeting everybody. Hopefully this year is going to be that much better, being that, especially for all those that are going to Sturgis. If you haven't bought at least your Friday or Saturday pass for the first weekend at the Buffalo Chip, you need to get it. Friday's going to be the wedding. It'll be really chaos on Friday. But Saturday, we're probably going to do the big barbecue we're going to have for all of our subscribers. Saturday night, who I think's coming to the Buffalo Chip Saturday night, we may have a meet and greet for our subscribers that are in our compound area. So we're going to see about that. We'll know that once the contract gets signed, then we can ask. Isn't technology great? Ask her. She loves computers.
Ask anybody I ever used to work with. Oh, they would know. When I started banging on the computer, they'd say, step away from the computer.
So Emery HVAC got the guy, Jason, I'm coming with. His parents have a condo out there. Okay. I'll call you towards the end of the week to discuss. Sounds great. And so, yeah, we're actually staying again at the same place, the Westgate Resort. It's actually the old Hilton Hotel. So not a big deal. It depends. No, football should be over by then.
No. That week is bye week, though, I think. I don't think there's any football.
Yeah, because they had football this Sunday.
Because the next week is Super Bowl. It's always the first week. Used to be the last week of January, but then when 9/11 happened.
Raiders games coming up in January. And there was actually more people this year. This weekend, we seen more people that were 49er fans. And it was good that they got the win. So that was kind of good that they got to see it. Well, that was real good. Shop for tickets. I don't know. They show January 7th. That might be the last game. No tickets there. So they're not there. So it's probably, we're not big football people. We're not big sports people at all. So, but yeah, she's probably right. There's probably nothing going on. You got it figured out yet?
Well, no, it says that's not my expiration date, and it is.
Sometimes you got to put the stupid.
That's what it is, right there.
Put the right number and you look at it.
It says it's the expiration date. It doesn't say that. Hoghead Bill's on. He says, hello, everybody. How you doing?
Oh, once all the letters. 20, 27.
Yeah.
Find those computers. You know, it would be nice if they were all the same, where everything you would put in, like sometimes when we do these credit cards, sometimes they want 4 digits. Sometimes you got to put the slash in. Sometimes they put the slash. You know, if you want the freaking
same thing with your phone number.
Yeah, if you want the freaking slot in there, they ought to put the freaking slot in there. When you hit the 3 digits, they should have enough common sense to write a program Ryder X, you need to get a hold of all these companies. You could be a multi-millionaire.
There now, see if it'll do it.
All this just to
It's
get
crazy.
Google Chrome on our freaking
That's it.
iPad.
This is just to get Chrome on.
There,
the
now they
iPad.
want your password again. And so 2022 was pretty good. You know, the rallies that we hit this year. You know, we did Daytona in the spring. We went to Leasburg. We went to Panama City. We went up to Washington, D.C. We got to ride with Ryder X and got to do that ride around the White House and all that kind of good stuff. I'm saying now.
You have not verified your account.
You probably have to go in your email. Go in your phone and look in your email. So we did that, and then we had a little bit of time. We went up to New Hampshire and seen Laconia.
And you forgot the memorial ride.
That's what I just said.
Oh.
We went to we went around the White House and all that. You missing it. It was Ryder X. And he set that all up for us. We appreciate him making that happen for us. It was kind of neat. Oh, did your dealership there, did they start building? Because I know they only had like 6 more months and they were going to take their franchise away from them.
Cindy said we went to a black screen. Has anybody else got that?
No. Well, people are writing, so. Can everybody see us?
Our daughter says we went to a black screen, but that might have been a few minutes ago. I don't know.
All right, looking like it might have froze. Okay, looks like it's working now. So, if you have any more trouble, let us know. Let's see, what do we got? Okay, everybody says they can see us. They can see us. No black screen here from Ryder X. Russell Wood this year is going to be in Daytona and Myrtle Beach. Let me turn my thing down here. It's going nuts. Turn mine down. So that's good. Everybody sees us. That's great. Thank you for letting us know. Looks good. Everyone say hello. Hardy Frank's on.
Hey,
Hardy Frank. And so that was, so we did Leesburg this year. Or not Leesburg. We did up north, New Hampshire, Laconia. Laconia is what it is. I'm out of all the rallies we go to. One thing is that one's really far out of the way for us to go. So that's our first complaint that I have. You know, we're from Arizona, so you know there's probably not a lot of Arizona and California people going to Laconia. Not saying you're not. So everybody made it sound like it was going to be all this great ride, and it was going to be better than riding in Sturgis. No, it's not. There's no place better than riding in Sturgis. Yes, there's roads. You can ride the Tail of the Dragon. We've got the Sidewinder out here you can ride on. There's a lot of places that have individual rides that are really good, but not like in Sturgis. You could go there for 30 days and have a ride every single day and be a great ride. So that's the difference. When we went up there, I was actually thinking I was going to be riding on Iron Mountain and Spearfish Canyon and what's the other one? Iron Mountain. Van Knocker Road. There's one more. What's the other one out there? Needles Highway. That's the roads. I thought we were going to be riding on like 50 of those. No, there was not even any of that even amounted to any of those. The thing that was nice about that area was it was very scenic. It's very similar to riding in Missouri when we go to the Lake of the Ozarks, or if we go over to in Arkansas. What's the one on the Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue? Very similar to that area. A lot of really nice riding. Nothing too challenging, but very nice. Some of the complaints that I have about that rally was all the little towns could care less about any of us. Most of them only open up on the weekends or maybe Thursday or Friday. You got to add 2 zeros on the end. And so that was kind of a bad thing because when you're out there riding, you know, you figure you put gas in your bike. You don't think it's like we're going to the Badlands where you know there ain't no freaking gas station out there anyway. You got to stop it at what's this stupid place I don't like to go to? Tourist trap, Badlands.
Walls Drugs.
Walls Drugs. You know you got to stop there and get gas if you're needing any gas, because once you get into the Badlands, there ain't much out that direction. So you kind of knew that. But there we thought we rolled in these little towns, we'd find a gas station or we'd find a place to eat. No, it was just awful. Then the restaurant we did finally find the one day to eat at, that was just, it was a nightmare. It was, I should have filmed it, but we didn't do it.
I should.
It was, the lady was just paranoid about, you figured out what you're doing yet?
Not really.
What's it doing?
I don't know.
Did you go in your email?
You had to go from your email to your phone, from your phone to your email, from your email to your phone. So that's where I'm at. I hope to make Biketoberfest this October with you two people I watch, including that. I got the brain tumor.
You look
last
at your
year.
phone
That's
too.
not good.
Look at my phone.
It's still not working. It's spinning for Chrome.
Still uploading, I guess. Give that a few minutes. So, new comments. We got some more comments down here. A bunch of people. Yeah, I got spoiled in Sturgis, which it is. Sturgis is. Right, Laconia
I'm
is
glad you
done.
got better, Rick.
And see, I'm not the only one. See, Harley Frank said the same thing. Laconia sucks. And if you live in the area, if you're from Canada, that's probably a great rally to go to because you're right there. But downtown on the main drag that they closed down by the water there, that you can almost everybody is a freaking t-shirt shop, and they're all selling the same stupid ass t-shirts that the rest of them are selling. There's one nice bar down there, which we met the guy there owns the bar. Remember who owns that bar?
Tower High. Yeah, I want to.
So it was a really great bar. He would have gave us a lot more information, but we didn't know about it. So that was part of the problem. You know, the other two bars that you could go to, the main bars you went to, were off the beaten path. Nobody had a burnout pit, so everybody's doing burnouts out on the streets and stuff.
Daytona.
And if you wanted to, you know, it's like Prime Cut Pro was there. They were sitting at one. They had their tent there, and they were sitting. You know, if you did something like that, it would probably be all right. If you just want to watch the bikes go by, do burnouts, girls are flashing, and cops are pulling people over as quick as they can get them over, though. But all the cars that are going through there, traffic. We were 1 mile from the dealership, and we were on the other side, and it said it would take us 45 minutes to get there, and to go all the way around the lake to come the other direction was 45 minutes. So we turned around and went the other way instead of just sitting in traffic.
No,
but I mean,
Laconia has the hill climb and the races.
And that's nice, but the race, they're so freaking far away from everything.
Sturgis is going to have races now too.
That's right. You're going to have the flat track.
Couple places.
Yeah. So you're going to have the Jack Pine Gypsies going to have all their
hill climbs.
The hill climb there. And over in Sturgis, over at the Buffalo Chip, we should get American flat track racing. So that's going to be a track that's only going to be for motorcycles. So it's not going to be something like they have there in Laconia where they also race cars on it. Also down in Daytona where they race cars at. So it's going to be kind of really special this year coming up for Sturgis. I'm really excited about it. So Laconia, we're not looking to go to Laconia this year for the 100th. Bad news is this could be the very end of Laconia after this year. A lot of the property there that's in front of the movie theater has been sold. Some of the property across the street where Speeds is at, that has been sold. They're going to build condos there. So pretty much I see that's kind of going to start wrapping that up. Unless they
do it all at the Speedway.
Yeah. And it would probably be better that way, but there's nothing out there. There's no hotels out there. There's no place to stay. So, you know, it's a 25-mile or whatever it is ride each way to get there. You know, people go, well, look at what you're riding to Deadwood or you're riding out here, right? It's true. But there's a lot of things to do in between there. But we rode out twice to the Speedway, and it was just a boring ride. Wasn't real exciting. First time was like, okay, it's kind of neat going out there. And went to Speedway, and it was the first time I went there, was nobody out there. It was like Death Valley. And then next day I went out was during the race. There was hardly nobody there then either. I'm like, this sucks that they don't get that draw that they should have. And maybe things have changed. We've only gone the once. At this point, we had one of our great subscribers put us up, but we were about 50 miles away. So we never spent late night there in town because I'm not going to drive because there's a lot of critters out there, moose and elk and deer and all kinds of crazy. And we don't look to die on a motorcycle on any of these trips. So we tried pretty much, I have driven it at night, but I'm not going to do it as a regular item. So what's Bill got to say?
He says, going to Sturgis for the first time, looking forward to riding. My bar is set pretty high here, as in Western Canada. We have the BC and Alberta riding through the mountains. It's got a lot of twisties and turns and curves.
Well, what's nice about Sturgis is, and you got to watch our videos. I renamed all the playlists so people don't think they're going to go back and watch 2021 or 2020. You know, there's so much of this stuff I don't want to say it's exactly the same. Things change a little bit, but what Sturgis is just what makes Sturgis so great is what I always say. Well, it's really four things. First thing is the riding. There is no place like this to ride. Okay. The second thing is the people. The people you're going to meet there, the ones that are like us coming there, you're meeting people with like minds. We're all on motorcycles. We all think about that. You don't get a lot of cars in Sturgis area. because it's almost impossible. They don't really have parking. A lot of these rallies you go to, they've got it set up for cars to park at it. Makes it more comfortable for them. Sturgis doesn't. You got to park about 4 or 5 blocks away if you've got a car. They're not real big on car parking. They're more for motorcycles. You go down to Deadwood, the odds of you finding a place to park your car in the evening is slim to none. In pretty much all these little towns, Hill City, Custer, all those, you're going to have a real tough time. If you bring a car and you plan on driving around in your car, you're going to have a tough time. Now, if you got a motorcycle, you're going to be parking right down on the main drag, and they're going to have it all blocked off for you to get on. Not every street closes their main street down like Sturgis does, but Deadwood does. But a lot of the other ones will have certain areas they only allow bikes to park on. So then the people got to park up on a neighborhood and find a neighborhood that they're allowed to park in and things like that doesn't have restrictions. So that's the first thing that I say is it is a motorcycle community. There is nothing like this. You can go to any of these towns in South Dakota, and as a motorcycle rider, when you get off your bike, they're going to say, come on in. You're more than welcome to come to our business. We are happy you are here. Same thing in Wyoming, also in North Dakota. All these states are just love to see motorcycle rallies. Go to Daytona and see how that works out for you. Myrtle Beach, see how that works out for you. Now, just like Daytona, really nothing is going on in Daytona anymore. You've got Main Street and that's it. Everything else is outside of Daytona. Beaver Bar, the Broken Spoke, Iron Horse, those are all in Ormond Beach, right across the line. Destination Daytona is in Ormond Beach. Cackleberry and what's the small wrestlers? Cabbage Patch. I don't know what freaking town they're in. They're in their own little hillbilly town out there.
Close
they're
to
at.
DeLand, I think.
Yeah. So they're out there. And then DeLand's got their stuff. So there's really not anything really going on in Sturgis or in Daytona itself. Myrtle Beach is kind of like that too. Everything, all the big action is down at Myrtle's Inlet. That's where Suck Bang Blow's at. That's where the Beaver Bar is. There's a bunch of other little bars and stuff going down there. There's a bunch of great restaurants to eat at down there if you want seafood and stuff. Most of it's there. They do have the 2 Harley dealers. They're in, one's in North Myrtle and the other one's kind of in Myrtle. But what's screwed up about Myrtle Beach is everything opens at a different time. Some stuff will be open on Monday. Some stuff opens on Wednesday. Some stuff opens on Friday. So it kind of really makes it a screwed up rally because you're in 2 different counties and 3 different cities when it's going on. So that's what kind of makes it bad. So that's one of the things. Oh, what else makes it good is one, you get to Daytona similar has this. You get to actually meet most of the manufacturers are in Daytona. In Sturgis. Some are in Daytona. If you go around JP Cycles and go over to Destination Daytona where they're at, they have some of the manufacturers are there. But most of the time when you go to some of these smaller rallies like Laconia, there's really nobody there that's a manufacturer. You're not going to find that in a lot of the other small rallies out there. You might say, what difference does that make? The difference is, let's say you want to get some Vance and Hines pipes. You go down to your dealership right now or go to the guy you have your bike worked on in town. Tell him to explain to you the 5 or 6 different styles of Vance and Hines pipes. Which one would he recommend? What kind of price can he get for you? He's going to open a catalog up or he's going to get on the internet. He gets 10 or 20% off. He's going to charge you more to put it on. Vance and Hines in Daytona usually and in Sturgis, labor is usually free. So plus you get to listen to them all. They got them all on all the different bikes sitting there. You can listen to them. You get
to hear what the pipes sound like.
You want to talk to the guy that's in charge of S&S Speeds. You want to talk to somebody from Cobra Exhaust. You want to talk to all these people, Progressive. All these different people are there to talk to you guys and to help you and answer your questions. Now you can still go home and buy what you want, but at least you have a good idea. Like digital gauges. You get to find out digital gauges. You can actually stop on the way in from Daytona. They're not that far from Sturgis. Also is Clocks Windshields. Clockworks. They're not very far. Actually, if you're coming in from the East Coast, you can actually stop and check out their windshields while you're there. You can ride your bike on the highway, see which windshield you want. They put them right on in their shop. Great thing. We got a video on that. We talked about that last year. We actually stopped at both places. Dakota Digital Gauges is all American-made product. Nothing is imported in. But Clockworks is the same way. Their windshields are all made. I think they're made in Wisconsin. Is where they're making windshields at. Not quite sure, but in the States. So it's kind of neat. So that's one of the other things that I like about. So you've got great riding. You've got great people that you're going to meet. Also, the people that you meet is also the people that live there. If you get a chance to talk to people like that are working at the restaurants, not in during the rally time, these vendors on the street, none of half these people have never even been here before. They don't know nothing about it. They're there to sell you stuff. And people say, "Oh, every $25 hamburgers." If you're stupid enough to pay $25 for a freaking hamburger or pay $12 for a beer, you're in the wrong place. You can go over to the Buffalo Chip and they got dollar beers during the day if you're in the campground. And if you got a pass to go to this concert, you've got a pass to get in the campground. So there's going to be a lot of stuff. And we're going to be talking about that soon, about all the stuff that's going to be going on inside the campground too. So it's great to get a pass. And the concerts, they've announced 3 bands. So they've got REO Speedwagon, Styx, which is great for Tuesday night. Wednesday, they got a band. Can't think of the name right off. But they were actually on Yellowstone. They're not bad. It's
whiskey something.
Yeah. I listen to some of their songs. They're not bad. I don't know any of them. But, I mean, you don't know who their act they're going to put with them. So I think they picked them because of Yellowstone. Yellowstone's probably one of the most popular TV shows that are out right now. And so, because they're even they got another series coming out on it. So I think that,
23.
yeah. So I think if you watch that, that's where we only been watching the last, 8 episodes. We're not big Yellowstone people, but we're interested in the video we're watching now. She liked the first one with Tim McGraw and them.
Yeah, 1883, something like that. 1889, 1881.
So, yep. So those are the 3 things. What's my other thing that I had? We're great writing, great people.
Vendors.
Get the last one. There's a 4th one I added. I'll think about it. So those are the only ones that have that. There's other videos, other rallies that are close to that. Like I said, Daytona. What's nice about Daytona is it's a beach community. So what that is mostly all you guys living along the East Coast, all the way over to about Ohio. When you get tired of looking at the snow this year, you're going to load your bike up into a trailer, or you're going to push it out in the snow, and you're going to go down to Daytona because you just want to get the heck away from the bad weather. Especially this year. Daytona may be totally crazy this year because you guys got snow so much earlier this year and it's been colder this year. So Daytona could be crazy. Is there anything special about Daytona? Not really. There's not really any great places to ride. You can go down, spend the day and go down to the Keys, but you almost need to stay all night. It's a long way to go down and turn around and come back. Because if the traffic's backed up, because when you start getting close to March, we're in spring break, and Florida is real big on spring breaks. So you got to watch that. So that's kind of tough. But I mean, you can go down to St. Augustine's. I guess it's up to St. Augustine down.
It's north.
St. Augustine's is a great little town to go check out. We did a video on that. They kind of got like a Bourbon Street downtown, a lot of shops and things like that. It's kind of neat, a lot of neat old bars and stuff.
Down there. It's the oldest city supposedly in the United States.
So that's kind of neat. You go on the loop. What's Ormond Loop? Is that what it's called? Ormond Loop. It ain't much. It's a big circle. You might get lucky to ride through some water if the tide comes up. It's not that deep. You can zip through it. Don't zip through it. Just ride through it. But in that's about it. There's not a lot of when we've tried. We've gone all the way up to
Everglades.
Where's that one bar we went up to in that dealership that we moved down? Which all it was just you rode along some water. And all it was all the trees with all the moss hanging on it
or something.
But I mean, it wasn't anything special. You can ride over to Orlando if you want to ride over to Orlando to see what's going on, or you want to drive all the way over to Tampa and come back. That's not a bad day. It's not that far. It's 300 and something miles across the water there. So, but there's not much. But there's a lot of great bars down there. Main Street's got a lot of great places to hang out at. You do see a lot of, the one thing I say about Florida is Daytona is I've never seen so many vintage bikes in my life as I do in Daytona. And some of these guys ride their bike every freaking day. And it's unreal where a lot of guys have collector bikes that sits in the garage. They bring it on a trailer to take it to the bike show, and they put it back on the trailer and then haul it back home. Who don't even know if it runs. But these guys ride. We've seen some of them over there at Broken Spoke where they had the loud contest. This guy brought a 1909 Harley or something he brought in there, and it wasn't very loud, but everybody applauded it. And that's what he said. I ride this bike every day to work. And it's like, wow, dude, that's just that. And so it is. That's one of the things I like about Daytona is Willie's Tropical Chopper Show is in the spring is the best motorcycle show anywhere. Hands down, the best. You see the best people there. They got most of the guys stand right there by their bikes. You can talk to them about their bikes. They love to talk to you about it. They always have like a kind of like a house band in the back, and all the money that Willie makes there is all donated to the veterans. So, and he does this every year. And he got ahead. It was a couple years ago. He had a really bad accident. Somebody hit him on his motorcycle. He almost died. And
he was down and out for almost a year.
And when we talked to him a couple years ago, he's like, "I'm done. I'm not going to do this anymore." And when we talked to him this year, he's like, "No, I love this." And it's just, if you're there on that Thursday, that is you got to go. And you go back and watch our one from last year. It's popular. I got about 160 or 180,000 people have watched that chopper show on that video. That's our leading video for last year, is that one. More people have watched that one than anything else. And but yeah, I've always get good views off of his anyway. That's what's kind of about that. Leesburg, which is going to be our next one. We're going to be staying out at Camp Easy Ride and staying
Windy Acres.
Yep, we're going to be staying out there for a couple of days. What that is more a party style rally. You got Main Street. People's going to be riding around. They got some vendors and stuff hanging out there. Dealership's got some. That's Gator Harley. Great dealership. It's one of our ones that we highly recommend if you want to have some work done or something like that. But a lot of our people, Chevy Cups is over there, Fairing Exchange is over there.
All About Customs,
Yeah.
Master Loogie.
Yep. So a lot of them are all in
Lugo,
there.
Lugo.
Some of the ones downtown is isn't Anessa down there? Is she downtown? I think she was down there. And so they'll be back that now this year. They'll be back to the 3 or 4 days that they'll be open. Last year there was only like 1 day. They went to all that work and putting it up, and they were there one freaking day. Pretty sad. So Leasburg's not bad, but it's a party. It's a party type. If you guys watch the Monkey Man, Professional Monkey, he goes to that one. That's the one he likes to go to. He's been going to it before he ever had a channel. It's just a big party is more or less what that is. In just a few days. I think it's 3 days or something, 3 or 4 days. And we're going to probably spend 2 days there is all we're going to be there. Panama City is still on our book, but right now we don't know where we're going to stay at or what we're going to do. We may end up going over there and doing a 1-night hotel stay, and that's it. So far, we haven't been able to find anybody that's got a campground area to put us up, or anybody that invites us to stay all night. So Panama City's still up and down. I like Panama City just for the fact is it is a real beach town. Daytona isn't what I call a beach town. When you can't sit out on the beach and all that stuff, yes, you can on Daytona, but everything is all back. You know, like if you want to go to one of the hotels or something like that, you're going to sit back. And I don't know. To me, it's just Panama City is just more of a beachy town. But same thing, it's really bad because there really isn't a lot of RV places to stay along there. So it kind of sucks.
Hey, Jerry, Rider X was on earlier.
And then we're going to Myrtle Beach. We're staying in the state park there again. This may be our last year in Myrtle Beach. Yeah. Well, I told him that before. We didn't know if we were even going to come back, and we ended up for spring turned out pretty good. So we thought, well, we'll go ahead and do it one more year. We don't even know what's going to happen with the rallies in Florida next year. We just don't know what we're going to do yet. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. So we did that. We talked about New Hampshire already. After that, I guess we did Sturgis, I guess then, huh? Did we do anything after that? We didn't do Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue this year. We didn't do Lake of the Ozarks this year. And we did.
That's all after Sturgis.
Yeah.
So this year, he's thinking, instead of coming back home, we're going to just go straight to Sturgis or Milwaukee. I don't know.
So we don't know. So we're going to start out this year. We're heading to Daytona. So we're going to be heading out sometime anywhere between the first week and the third week of February, heading to Florida. Takes us about 4 or 5 days to get there.
Mm-hmm.
And so we got several places there. We're pretty well set. Well, once we get into Florida, we're pretty well set that we don't really have to pay anything to stay anywhere. So we're pretty well set there. We've got enough of you guys have putting us up. One of our vendors have got a spot for us, and one of our friends that we made down in Florida, he's got a place for us to stay too. So we're pretty set for Florida. So that's why I said, as soon as we get to Florida, we can hang out in Florida. So we're gonna go there. After Daytona is over, we're going to give you a lot of great information on Daytona. We're going to be covering all the hotels that are down there before we get there, tell you who's open, who's not open, maybe they don't have the rooms they're not supposed to have. You know, some of these hotels say, oh, we got 500 rooms. Well, maybe 300 of them got flooded and only 100 of them are open, or whatever the case may be. Or maybe they're short of staff. You know, it seems like America still, nobody wants to freaking work anymore. So that's still going on.
Rick wanted to know if we've ever rode in Glacier National Park.
No.
Is that up in Yellowstone?
I don't really know where that's at.
Glacier National Park.
I've looked it up before.
Seen Old Faithful. So
Yeah,
if that's
it's not there. It's actually a park that's called
Glacier National Park. Palmetto's on. Says Happy New Year from Fort Lauderdale Beach. There you go.
All right, now where's it at? It should be here. Utilities, maybe it's under utilities. Suggestions, utilities. There.
Easy.
What the heck is that?
Take a picture of your feet.
I want to take a picture. I wanted to see all the utilities. I didn't want to just this. Show me what I wanted.
Can't you just type in Chrome and it'll come up?
Sounds search. Search. Yeah.
Crazy.
Keep
thing.
looking at your thing.
All right. So Ryder X says Glacier National Park is in Montana. No, we haven't been there. The only place in Montana we've been is Alzada on Tuesdays.
So I've looked at some of these different ones, just like that road that's up there. What's that road?
Bear Tooth or Bear Claw Road, something like that.
We have never done that either. I'd like to do that.
Maybe that's up in Glacier National Park.
Is that in Montana?
Yeah, I think so.
I think part of it's in, what's the town, Wyoming, right next to us.
Hewlett.
All right, let's go back here. You need to look at that while things are going on. I can figure this out.
Above Bozeman, Montana. Don't know where that is either. It's ranked as one of the best motorcycle routes in the country. I believe the road is called Highway to the Sun. I don't know. I know a few people that I think car 2799 went up there. Or I don't know if they actually went up there or not, but they were going to go up there, and it's called Bear Tooth, Bear Claw Road.
A lot of people from Sturgis goes up there.
But it takes all day to get there. Then you got to stay there one day to do the ride, and then you come back.
It's about 300 miles there, 300 miles back, plus the ride.
So, I mean, it would be neat. I mean, we could maybe do that beforehand.
Well, one of the things that we're looking to do is dump rallies after this year. So what else we're going to do this year is after we get done, we're going to be getting, if all goes well, we're going to pick up an air conditioner and a bunch of stuff for the shop. And then depending on time wise, while we did that, we wouldn't even have the golf cart with us on the way back.
Sturgis?
Yeah.
No?
So we don't know. So the plan is, I don't know. We either are going to come all the way home after that, which is going to be like at the end of May, come back to Arizona, turn around and then go back to Illinois. She wants to visit the family in Illinois. And then we're going to be there for Milwaukee, Milwaukee's 120th.
Beartooth Pass.
That's it. We're going to go to that. And then right after that, we go directly to Sturgis. We'll be in Sturgis by July 19th. That's the goal. If everything goes right, we should, unless we decide to stop at Dakota Gauges or Clockworks or something like that on the way over there. I don't know. Who knows? Still far away. Then we're doing Sturgis, and that's a wrap up for the year. We still have on the tendency of maybe looking at Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue. We've kind of thought about Lake of the Ozarks again. Those are two I'd like to do. One of the things I'm thinking about doing, because I'd like to do Ocean City once, say we've done it too, where we may end up putting the motorcycle in the back of the truck and go over there and stay in a hotel. Don't know. We'll see how that all works out. But right now, it's not an agenda at this moment, but something we're thinking about. So that kind of wraps up this year. We are looking at a lot of different things in between. There's a lot of shops down in Florida, in South Carolina, North Carolina that are bike builders, all kinds of stuff that we've got connections with, that they've invited us to their shops, to the repair centers, things like that, to show you guys kind of behind the scenes of what some of these vendors and stuff are doing. So we have someone here in California I haven't even made it to yet. We're going to try to go in a couple of weeks, I guess, try to hit one of them. And so to give you guys more information on these vendors and manufacturers. So those are some things we are working on.
Probably not this fall, no Biketoberfest. Palmetto says no Biketoberfest.
No, we're right now, we just can't justify traveling across the United States anymore right now. One, which a lot of them say, the Monkey Man was on the other day when he was talking about his what rallies he can go to. And you know, when we go to a rally, which is like Sturgis, You know, when we stay at a campground for the whole time, which I understand you people are doing the same thing too. You know, if you're bringing a trailer and all that, you could be paying as much as $1,500 at the Buffalo Chip if you got in there early for a campsite and for your passes for 2 people to get in, plus your gas to get there, your gas to get back, your food and all that. I don't really count food because we got to eat anyway. It doesn't matter if we're eating there, if we're eating on the road or wherever we're eating at. I don't really count that. But the gas, and it is expensive, and we made a deal in 2021 that we would hit as many motorcycle rallies as possible, and we did. A lot of them I like, a lot of them I don't. Not real. Galveston didn't flip my trigger either as a great rally to go to. I'd love to go down to Mexico again and do that one at least one more time with a bunch of people. Just like going to Milwaukee for the 120th. Never been to an anniversary party. Want to go there. May never ever go back. But I've been there, seen that, done that. You only live once. I was just seeing somebody on Facebook today that says, you know, I've been planning going to Sturgis since 2005 and I just can't pull the trigger. Well, dude, you're probably going to be dead before you ever figure it out. You know, life is too short. You know, you can't take the money with you. Don't leave it to anybody else. Budget your money, figure it out. Just like I tell people, you can bring a freaking tent and you can stay over there right outside of Deadwood for freaking free. You know, you can take a couple showers and it costs you what? I don't know, what is it, $20, $15, take a shower at the city thing.
You can get a pass for like 25 or 27.
Yeah. So it's not so you could go very reasonable. And if you're riding a motorcycle, you know, your motorcycle should get somewhere between 40 and 50 miles to the gallon. You know, you're not beating the hell out of it. And so, you know, you could get there on a reasonable vacation. But yeah, if you're going to drag the trailer out like us, when we first started doing this rallies, we did motorcycles. We rode motorcycle to Sturgis 5 or 6 times in a row. Yeah. And she rode once. So by myself. Yeah, by herself. She always rode with me on the bike. First time we went all by ourselves. We rode that 1,500 miles all by ourselves. Had no idea, never been anywhere without that. Never rode that far in our life on a trip. We've rode, for us, we don't do it anymore. We used to ride about 300 miles every single day on a weekend. We lived in California, which California is kind of an exception to the rule, but it's just crazy drivers now in California. But I mean, to ride there's so many great roads in California to ride too. We rode every freaking weekend. I didn't ride my bike to work. I only rode it on the weekends. We get on Saturday and Sunday and ride all day long. My buddy Art and us, we get on our bikes and just ride. And no place particular. We could end up in San Francisco, we could end up down in San Diego, or we could end up out in Laughlin or wherever we rode to.
Right, Eric says if you can't take it with you, you can leave it to him.
You got to fight my kids. And but it is. It's this year we spent a lot of money. You know, I'm doing some work to the truck, trying to prepare it. We've been really lucky. I never hit any animals or anything with it. We're going to get a bush bar for the front. We got it set up to hook the antenna on it so we can get better. We're going to talk about that. It's a Wii Boost. We're going to explain to you guys what a Wii Boost is if you do any traveling. It's a great thing to get service with your phone. And so we're going to talk about that in a few weeks and talk about that video. But it's just, now our trailer's starting to need a little bit of work. We had to spend $350 the other day for 2 new batteries. I'm not whining and crying about money, but it's just, I know everybody else spending money too. Our water softener is going out. I got to go buy another one of them. It's been 10 years, I guess.
No, 8.
8 years. Like, stupid thing should last a lifetime, shouldn't it? And
not our lifetime.
We got a new vanity I got for her. She wanted to update our bathroom. Got new tile to put in the bathroom. Probably won't get that done before we leave.
Probably not. Not because he wants to do the floors too.
Yeah. So I like to redo the shower too, but I don't know if we probably won't get the shower done in our room. I just do the shower in the other room. So there's things like that we want to do. I bought some new equipment this year. We got a new phone because we're going to be out at the Buffalo Chip. We want to be able to zoom in a lot more on some of the things that we're getting and things like that. And we got this year at the Buffalo Chip. If you're not going to Sturgis this year, you want to be live with us every single night during Sturgis. You're going to see and hear some things that nobody's bringing to you. Nobody's done this at all. So it's going to be something new. We're not saying nobody could ever do this, but we got our connections with Rod, and he's pretty much let me do anything we can do. We're working on now getting our license to be able to fly the drone. And I think once I get there and tell him, hey, we got a license, he's going to say, dude, watch out for them. They're flying too, besides his staff flying. So we're not gonna fly it all the time, but I mean, I always like to get good shots of like the concerts. Each concert that starts out, I like get a nice shot of top, kind of the crowd out there and stuff. I want to do a shot of the campground and stuff, and we can get it from them, but it's like pulling teeth to get it from his editing crew. They got their stuff they want, so it's fine. I can make my own stuff. I don't have a problem. But we got some great coverage that they're not even doing. So that's going to be really exciting. They're actually fixing up some areas for us. We got a first wedding. We got some more information coming out about weddings too. We're going to find out here maybe this week yet about that. Because that's the one thing people always talk about. Oh, I want to get married in Sturgis. I want to do this. I want to do that. I'd like to renew my vows. Hey, I got a girlfriend. I want to say I'm married to her too. Let the wife at home. Hey, whatever you want to do. Sturgis is like Vegas. Whatever happens there stays there. And
well, it won't click. Hey, like her name.
So got some great stuff. The Full Throttle's done some weddings and stuff out there. They were actually supposed to build a chapel. When we were out there last year, they at least got the steeple up in the air, but the church is probably going to be really small. And I think they charge for stuff. But we got something that's going to be really neat if you got somebody that might be interested in that. We already got our first wedding. It's going to be on opening day on Friday. It's Patsy and Mike. A lot of times they're on here. They probably didn't know we were going to be on the night, so they didn't come on. Yeah, she said they're going to come to Vegas. They want to come to Vegas next year with us on New Year's Eve. I wasn't planning on that, but maybe we might go back. It wasn't too bad. It wasn't.
So, like for Nav, you'll have to call Carol and ask her if there's any more spots available up in that area. I'm sure there might be. Just tell them, because when we get there, once we know how many people's coming, we're going to get there early. So we'll rope off that area. So, yeah, because he said he won't know till after the 31st. If he how to go.
Now, if you've got a tent, that may be working. Now, one of the things that
he wants to rent a used trailer, he said.
Okay. One of the which is if you want to get a trailer anywhere out in Sturgis, Buffalo Chip, whatever, like Rod said, they go out really fast because everybody's renting from Jack's trailer. So make sure if you're thinking about, hey, I might want to rent a trailer when I get out there, all that, you need to do that ASAP. You should have done it last week. You need to do it as soon as possible. Because those spots, trailers are gone. They only have so many and they can only bring so many amount. I think they got a lot more trailers than they can bring. They just only have so many people to do the work.
So Brett said if you go to the swimming pools by the Full Throttle, the showers are free to use there.
By the what?
The swimming pool. I guess you know how they said the pool's free?
Yeah. I don't know if you ever knew that or not. They told us, we didn't really brag about this, but at the Full Throttle, the swimming pool, anybody can swim in that. You do not have to be a member or a campground or of anything there. You bring your swimming suit and jump on in.
Hey, Buck.
So just FYI, we didn't really brag about it last year, but
Mark said, show him your boss and paint flames on your drone.
What's the other thing I was going to say?
Stuff going on at the Chip?
Or something I really need I wanted to say, and when you said that, I forgot about it. I don't know either.
Whiter X says he wants to find a second wife in Sturgis. Can anyone help with that?
She's not coming with you this year?
Yes.
I thought she was going to go riding with you.
But they're not. They're coming before, remember? He's going to ride with some other people. And
that's what I was going to talk about.
He's going to leave us in the dust.
Camp Easy Ride. I don't know if you guys have been on our live before when we had Marcus on here the other day, but Camp Easy Ride has a great deal right now. You can rent a tent, I think a couple chairs and a mattress and a whole bunch of other stuff that he gives you with you for $300. You can take it any freaking place in the campground you want to take it. You pick it up, take it over there, you set it all up, you bring it back, and that's the end of it. And the first thing I thought, it really isn't a bad price. You might think $300 for a tent. You know how many people run to Walmart, buy a tent,
once they get
buy the junk that they need, especially if you're hauling it on a motorcycle. You're going to have to make more than one trip. If you're buying all this stuff, you're going to have it all strapped all over your bike. You're probably spending $150 to $200 at least, maybe even more than that. By the time you buy a sleeping bag and a mattress and whatever you get, tent, $300 ain't bad. So all I got to do is just pull up.
Grab it. It's called Pack and Go, I think, or whatever.
So if you're interested, it's Camp Easy Ride. You can go there now. And he's only got that offered in Sturgis. Tell him Bob and Tam sent you. Maybe he can work something with you. He was giving a special a couple weeks ago. I don't know if he's still doing it or not. We're not going to say the price. But tell him Bob and Tam sent you. And also, if you want to, he's at a lot of events. He's in Daytona. He's actually going to be at a great campground in Daytona, which is
Crazy Horse.
Crazy Horse. I love Crazy Horse. It's nice and grassy. They got clean showers and bathrooms, not like over there at the end of the road that you don't even want to go in. No electric there. They've got campground there. It's got electric in it, but most of the sites are already taken. But you can bring your generator. You got lots of room. It's wide open. It's grassy. And I really like the place. It's really neat. So Camp Easy Ride's going to be there this year for Daytona. And then he's going to be over in Leesburg, and he's over at
Windy Acres.
And that's a wild, crazy campground. That's like Glencoe, almost. Almost. Not quite. Almost. And then he's got so from there he goes. He's got a bunch of little rallies
Like
he's doing.
Little Sturgis he does. What was the other one he said he did? Another one we don't do. I don't know.
Yeah, a couple of ones that we don't do, smaller ones. When people are totally crazy around without no clothes on, we really can't film any of that stuff. So, we can put some stuff on Patreon, but I don't really need 3 days or 4 days of
naked people.
Yeah, on video. 1 day is enough video to make 5 videos for it. So.
Harley Frank says I chose Jack campers with a shower and a bed, but more expensive. Laugh out loud.
Yeah,
it is, but then you don't have to worry about sharing with others.
Yeah, because that's one of the things that when you think about it, when people start thinking about, hey, like it's at the Buffalo Chip, I think it's almost like $300 to get a VIP camping, shower pass. To be able to take a shower in an air condition and all that kind of stuff, and got new towels and all this stuff that they give you. I can give you soap and stuff. I mean, you can rent an RV, and if you go with a couple of people, it's not bad. You got your own shower, you got a stove, you got a refrigerator, and you got air conditioning. If it's 115 freaking 105 degrees
again.
Yeah, every single day, you be glad you $800-900 more a month or for the week. I'd be happy to pay that to stay. Yeah. Well, I could at least sleep at night. And so that's some of the nice things about, and there you can even pay and get a package, which will give you dishes and linens and towels and all this junk.
Paper plates, paper towels.
So all you have to do is just freaking show up.
Yep.
And so it's that kind of things. George does that. He likes to do that. He's doing that this year. Got quite a couple of you guys are coming this year.
Thanks, George. We got the other cards if you're on. I don't know if he's on or not. I didn't see him, so. I don't know. Crazy stuff. Some computers. I don't get
Everybody and their brothers on tonight, I guess.
I don't know.
So that's kind of our rundown for this year. We got some other things that we're thinking about doing. We'll have to see how this year all goes. Hopefully the shop will be built by the time we leave. We'll have the majority of it done. But when we come back in August, it's going to be hot. We're going to try to get the air conditioner and all that stuff put in, but I don't know how that's going to go. Being if it gets really hot out here, it could be 115 degrees out here. And inside a Middleton building is going to be too cool.
No.
So see how that goes. It may be more fall before I get all that hooked up inside there and get that going. Keep talking. I gotta go fill my
empty one and fill the other.
Bookies.
We never did call them.
Just don't.
I'm going to show up and bunk each night with a different Bateen Nation member. There you go, Ryder X. You're still going with your group, or are you going to come back? Clint says, I hope it's not that hot this year. Oh, I know. It was miserable last year for everybody. It was that hot one day the year before. I don't know. I got up to 105 one day, but the rest of the days were fairly comfortable. It got warm during the day, but at night it was great. Are you guys going to film Topless Tuesday? It will be filmed for us. We are not going there to film it. Does that answer your question? We won't be there, but a friend of ours is going to go. The same guy that did it for us last year is going to do it this year. So he's already agreed to that. And for several years in the future, he had a good time. Michael.
We're trying to come to Buffalo.
Yeah, we thought maybe he'd come to the Buffalo Chip afterwards. So he might do the Camp Easy Ride, the $300. We should have told him about the deal Marcus was having. Yeah. Oops, I keep hitting it on here and it doesn't work there. Got to hit it up here. So, whoops. Too crowded at Topless. It's crowded. Yep, it is. But we usually stay till right before the show starts, and then that's when we leave. So, because like I said, we had people. One, we can't put it on videos. We'll do interviews with the people that are there and stuff like that.
If you watch our video from a couple weeks ago, that who goes to Sturgis, all those interviews were done at Topless Tuesday. She did them all. I forgot about it when I was downloading one of the cameras. It was still on the flash card, and I thought, holy crap, look at all this. So let's make a video out of that. So I put that up. A lot of people watch it, and so it's kind of neat. Quite a few. Might have
He overlooks my hard work.
And so it's just, well, you can only shoot so much stuff. That's why I said when you become a YouTuber, you end up, which is, there's still people putting stuff out on Sturgis, which we have a bunch of stuff on Sturgis too that we've never done. A lot of the rides aren't done yet. And a lot of those we're gonna edit them for next year, because I don't know how our time's going to go. It depends on who all comes out. We might do a ride before the Buffalo Chip officially starts on Friday. That if you're out early, we may do rides. We're going to be involved with all the rides the Buffalo Chip has. They have the Rusty Wallace, they have the Legends ride, they have the Bells ride, they got the
new Frontier ride.
Which we got a video going to be coming up soon about that. She explains all the rides. She made a bunch of phone calls, found out about it. And if you're a historian, you like to know a lot about a stuff,
and you want to go where no one else is going to be in Sturgis, hustle and bustle, this is a ride to go on.
And it's for a very small group. Less than 6 people get to go on this ride. And
well, that's about how many they have in the past, but I don't know if it'll take more than that.
It's a little more expensive than the rest, but it's if you're that person that really wants to know.
Joe said those interviews were cool. Ryder X says, how do I say this nicely? Some of the participants should not have been participants.
But no.
That Topless Tuesday.
Hey, it's everybody's got a cup of tea.
Everyone is beautiful. That's right.
You see all kinds. You see the people that are. Well, I don't think we really had anybody super old this year. But I mean, there's all different kinds of girls. This year we didn't have as many of the girls that were enhanced. In the past, in 2021, a bunch of girls that were actually probably, they could have been strippers, they could have been models, whatever they were. I don't know what they were. They were kind of all together. They were in a group by themselves, and they never voted on them. And they swore they would never come back. And everybody said it was a crap show. They didn't use crap, they used the other word. And this year, I don't know. I didn't watch the judging. We left. And it's all screwed up. The guy that puts it on is a really nice guy. It's the guy. This year was a little bit better when I watched the video. But one of the girls that is one of our subscribers wanted me to send some footage of her on stage, said that she had a better applause. I don't know. I wasn't there, so I couldn't say. I don't know.
Charlie Frank says his girlfriend got 6th place.
Good. So what we look at is in a lot of these events like this, what we wanted to do, we were going to work with that guy. We were bringing people like Horny Mike and a bunch of people like that to be judges that had nothing to do with this, and have them come in and be the judges of the contest and make it more of a fun type of thing, where I don't know how they did this year. Last year, 2021, they screwed up and they put girls in groups. So you could have been the hottest girl in the world and been with a bunch of dogs, and you would have lost. And, it was, like I said, this year I did, when I do video, when I edit stuff, I look for good footage. I don't necessarily look at the girls to see which one's better, which one's worse, I mean, I don't. I'd be spending a lot more time looking at them if I did. But I mean, some of them are, it's a variety of girls.
That's right.
And it's about the only place you can go, because in Montana it actually is legal to be topless. They cops are out there. Nobody bothers anybody. You can't do that in Sturgis. Long time ago, maybe, but not today. And that's pretty much everywhere. Daytona, when you get on private campgrounds, Glencoe, I don't know if Pappy Hoyle, how crazy it gets out there. They don't really have any, other than the swimming pool. They really don't have anything going on in the campground, I don't think. Like Pappy Hoyle or the Buffalo Chip, we've seen some few girls riding around on golf carts that had nothing on, and we, not like Glencoe would have. Glencoe's pretty much got an alley that's called Booby Alley, and it's pretty much, most of the people don't have clothes on. But if you're looking for hot women, you're not going to see, you're going to see an older crowd. Older people are more likely to tear their clothes off, and you're going to see guys and girls versus young, hot girls running around naked. So that's life. So you get what you get to see. So
And be happy you get to see that.
that's right. Beggars can't be choosy. That's why I always say I love the guys that always say, I usually get around Daytona time. We'll probably get it next month. How can I find hot girls? Where do I meet all the girls at the fine. We say, well, go down to the truck stop. They got the lot lizards running around down there. But it's like, I'd say, here's the problem. If you're one of these guys that think, hey, I'm going to get lucky at the rally, not saying that you can't. But what I first tell people is, let's say you're going to Daytona. Let's say I was single and I'm going to Daytona. I'm going to pull my RV. I'm taking my bike down there in my golf cart. If I can't find a local girl here that wants a free trip to Daytona, there's something wrong with you. So you're going to have the same luck when you get down there, that there's a million guys down there. And that's why I always tell people, half the girls you're going to meet are going to be like her. She's already with somebody. So you're not going to get probably lucky with that. So your next thing you're going to do is try to hit on these bartenders. Well, most of the bartenders are in a clique where they work in a group. And if they miss one of their shifts, they lose their shift and they will never work another rally again. And some of these girls work 6 to 8 rallies and that's all they do. And they make $100,000 a year.
Mark says he tries to videotape the topless people there in the nursing home, but he can't keep the ladies to stay awake. And then as Pipes and Mrs. Thackeray Sugar Tits is on.
All righty. Haven't seen them in a while.
No, they've been busy.
Yeah.
They got lots of family. They had like 2 or 3 Christmases they had to go to this year. Or
almost
they
like
had.
that, almost like that one. What's that movie that they had to go around and see 3 or 4 families?
4 Christmases or something. I don't know. But yeah.
Well, but yeah, it's you're not saying you can't get lucky at a rally. My buddy Art could have got lucky and he screwed it up. And then he goes, oh, I won't do that again. Well, you're probably never going to get an opportunity like that. Hot girl.
Not many single girls at rallies.
That's right. And so that's what I said. And a lot of the girls that are single, you really don't want, you don't want to be drinking all night and find out you woke up to that in the morning. And no telling what else you might catch. But like I say, you shouldn't be going to rally thinking you're going to get lucky. Because like I say, that there is some local girls. Go to the Cabbage Patch. A lot of local girls in that Cabbage Patch wrestling. That's what you see, locals down there. Been there, done that, seen that.
Nothing else on. How long you been on?
How many people?
Hour and 15 minutes. 56.
Not too bad. So it's a new year. It's 2023. Hope everybody's going to have a great new year. We've got beer goggles. Yeah. Wake up and you don't want to have to bite your arm off to get away because she's laying on it.
Well, there's a lot of swingers, Mrs. Zachary says.
Yep, over there at Glencoe. Yep, there's a lot of swingers all around the United States. Yep. So that's saying a whole lot there either. So, but that's different. I'm just saying if you're a single guy, the odds of you jumping in with a swingers group, you're already against the odds.
Yeah, because you don't have somebody to swap with.
Yeah.
To trade or whatever.
Yeah. But that's saying you won't find a couple that wants to do a threesome. As long as that guy don't come up behind you. And
no, they don't.
What?
Right, Eric's want to know if they sold that coleslaw after the wrestling.
Now, Monkey Man says they do. Now, we were there and I didn't see that. He says they put it in bags and they sell it. Now, we were there 2 years ago and did not see that at the end. They covered it up and so I don't know.
Oh, that's what she says. Mrs. Zachary says, yes, they do.
Okay. That's kind of sick. You got to be pretty perverted. You might as well just buy some underwear off of the girls after they get done wrestling or their bottoms. Jeez. Well, I mean, if you're going to buy the coleslaw, you can't eat it because it's got, what is it, oil that they put in it? Because they don't use mayonnaise. They use an oil. And
thank goodness they don't use mayonnaise. Ooh, could you imagine after 2 days?
So yeah, you got to be on.
He says he's laughing.
I'll sell you some footage if you want to buy that instead. At least you can see it.
Oh, I don't know. That's pretty gross.
But I mean, I don't know. What would you do with it? You couldn't.
Who buys it?
Yeah, that's what I said.
No, I don't know.
That'd be like just going over to the shower house and just taking you a spatula and kind of scrape off the bottom of the floor of the shower house. Put that in a bag. Probably going to get a lot more out of that than you're going to get out of that. I don't know. That's your Monkey Man was talking about it.
Think about COVID. I don't know. Just something to deter you from that. Ugh.
I don't know.
Nasty.
Is it taking it home to eat it? I don't know.
No.
Maybe they're homeless. I don't know. But I mean, there's so much of it, and the girls aren't in that much of it to start with. So it's not, hey, if you want to try that, why don't you go on up to No Name Bar on Saturday, the last Saturday, and they have pudding wrestling. There you go. You might have something. At least there's something you could eat when you got done. You could eat the pudding.
You just made me throw up in my mouth. I'll never eat coleslaw again. Vegetarians.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I actually want to. Maybe we'll go this year and we'll film. They'll have to
You
let us
can
know
go.
when they're going to sell it, and maybe I'll go and film.
We got
and
that
ask them
guy's
why.
number. I'll call Roger and ask him. Hey, do you sell that coleslaw when you're done?
And what day do you sell it on? Because we want to be there and film the. We
Then
want to
we'll
bring
show
to you
ya
these
Who
guys.
buys it?
Might be girls buying it.
Uh,
They buy it. What are they doing with it? Hopefully, they're not taking it down to the old folks' home and selling it.
so there's possibly it's a consideration because there's girls who fart in a jar and sell it for big bucks. I don't know.
Well, they stopped
There's
now.
just sick
Now they
people
stopped it.
in the
Now I know
world.
a few years ago, the girls used to sell the panties on eBay, and eBay made it now to where you have to have them laundried first before you can sell them. I mean, people buy stupid stuff, which it is. I always tell her she's always worried about what she wears and dresses, and I said she always wears sandals. I said, you know how many people are foot fetish people? You gonna wear, all kinds of weirdos in the world. Everybody's got a fetish of some kind.
Anyway, let's change the subject.
No more slaw.
No.
She had slaw the other day.
Yes, I did.
Said it was pretty good.
It was at the time. In their dirty bathwater too. I don't know. How do you know all this, Ryder X?
He hangs out in Daytona so much. He's been going for years down there.
This life has took a crazy turn. Yes, it has. We need to get it back on.
Oh, I seen that too when I watched the Monkey Man the other. I didn't watch his whole thing, but after he did his live, I kind of thumbed through there and I commented something on there. I don't remember what I wrote. And I don't think did anybody watch that. I seen a couple of you on there, but not everybody. Did he not drink at all? I just come through it all and just catch every little bit about what he's talking about and see what he's talking about. And I seen what's the wife called? This monkey, what's her name? I don't remember her name. And she went out and started all the bikes up at midnight and waked all the neighborhoods up of each bike.
Because he said, which bike do you want me to start now? And she'd rev them up and
nice for his neighbors. One of our subscribers was his neighbor, and isn't a neighbor no more. He moved Fort Lauderdale now.
Yep.
Not in his neighborhood anymore. And so yeah. And but he had the one he had the other day. He had the Farron Exchange. Remember, you heard from the Farron Exchange from us first. And Paul's a great guy, and they're up there. If you're on the East Coast anywhere and you want to get a new inner fairing painted,
all the way up to Minnesota. I think they were going.
He's already on the truck now, so unless you already got an appointment, he probably can't get you something. But he might have a fairing shipped to you if you want to have an inner fairing put on. And you're doing digital gauges and got some lights and stuff, but you have to go on their website. They're on the Facebook page. It's fairing, and then it's Exchange is their thing, and they do a great job of interfering, and they got a paint shop and all that stuff. And Monkey Man talked a little bit about it, but he can tell you about that the last 3 years. Paul's been a good buddy of ours for a long time now.
Yep.
Good friend of ours. Just had a birthday.
Yes, he did.
Yesterday.
Right after Christmas.
Yeah. And remember his birthday came up.
Yep.
And
they're coming here January 13th, to Slim Jim's house. There you go.
There you go. And which is Paul's a great guy, and I don't know. Which it is a lot of, not saying anything about Paul, but I mean, when we first started this, a lot of people said, "Oh, you're talking to that vendor and this and that," and we're like, "Yeah."
Well, I think he was one of the first ones too. We kind of went up to and said, "Hey, we have a YouTube channel. You want to tell us what we're doing, what you do?" And he's like, well,
yeah, because he told us that after that, because we've seen him for these last 3 or 4 years. So last year he told us the story. He said, I was really worried kind of about you guys, who you were and why you were doing this and all this stuff.
He's like, I didn't get it, but thank you.
And now, which it is, some of them will actually, like, we haven't been getting around. Who did the sound?
Oh, Sinister Sound.
Sinister Sound. We haven't stopped by his booth the last couple of times, and I wrote something on his Facebook page. It says, "Hey, we've been missing you. We haven't been stopping by. Why not?" Sorry. The problem is we just don't want to overpower all you guys with the vendors over and over and over and over and over. And so if they have something like, we got a couple of vendors, we're getting some new handlebars put on in Daytona. I actually bidded on for charity for the little kids. And there's 2 of those auctions. There's one in Daytona, and it's the breakfast, the bikers breakfast. And they have all this great stuff you can bid on. So I got these handlebars for half price. And It's good money. It's $250 I gave for them, and $500 handlebars I
It
get.
goes to the Strider bikes.
Yep. And it's the Bagger X bike, Bagger
Bagger
bars. That's what we're getting. And Joey's gonna put them on from.
All about customs.
Yep, he's gonna put them on. We're gonna do a video on that, and he's even interested in doing a live and maybe have a meet and greet at his place. We'll find that out as we get closer to Daytona. We'll be telling you about that because he's wanting to get his. He's actually starting to sell the Orland shocks.
Oh yeah.
So that's kind of neat. So that's something new. And but yeah, we had a lot of really great new vendors that we've kind of not really new vendors, but people that we sponsor. And the reason we do that, and if you haven't been a subscriber for a while on our channel, Art, my old buddy Art, that hasn't been on here in a little while, he got screwed really bad. Geez, probably 15 years ago at a rally. Bought a fairing and ended up being a guy that was in California. We chased him down, everything else, went to the guy's shop, and he basically told us to go F off and cussed us out and everything else, and said we did something to it. And Art took it apart, and Art actually works for Verizon. He does fiber optics, so he knows how to do wiring and all that. And all the stuff was crimped and everything, and it all fell apart, and it was just mess. Paint peeled on it, it faded. It was just a mess. And all this happened in the first year he had it. So
it's not like it's something he had for 10 years.
Yeah, he paid like $1,500 for this fairing and a radio in it, and this is, like I say, this is 15 years ago. Might even be longer than that. And so that was the thing that we try to do with the vendors that we have, is we always want to give you vendors that are reputable, people that's going to stand behind their work. Not everything is going to work perfect, and not saying you're not going to get home and something's going to happen. But I mean, if you spent $4,000 or $5,000 to have a motor put in, or $6,000 or $8,000, whatever you paid, had $2,000 worth of lighting put on your bike, and you get home and all of a sudden the crap doesn't work, it shorted out or something happened to it. Some of these places
we can call.
Yeah, some of these places, which we did, which was something small. We were at the RV show here in Quartzside, and I bought something. I don't remember what the hell it even was now.
Oh, it was a backup camera.
Yeah, backup camera. I get this backup camera. I go out and install it and put it all on there, and it don't work. So I piddle with it.
And the guy gave us his card with a number, or maybe on the instructions
had an
he wrote
email.
his number. Oh.
Said an email on it and said, and it came from China or something anyway. He said, we'll read these, and if you have any trouble, contact me. I emailed this guy. I Googled him. There is no such person. So ended up I had to go on Amazon. I bought a new camera. I was able to use the monitor that they sold me. But once again, I was left out in the cold. And so you don't know when you go to these rallies and shows and all this stuff, and you're buying stuff. Who the hell are these people?
Yeah.
You don't know who they are. They promise you the world, but the next thing you know, they're gone, and they've taken your money, and you can't stop your credit card because they already charged you, and you already paid for it. Because it took me about a month or so before I got around to putting it on. And then if you reject it, then that's a whole hassle too. It's not like it used to be. It used to be the credit card companies believed you 100%. They don't do that anymore. It's really hard to get your money back from the credit card company, even if you do it within the 30 days. But the only time you could do that is if you called up right now and said my car was stolen today. And from the moment I called, if anybody charged on it after that, they would. But if they charged 10 minutes before I called, they're going to make me pay for it. So it's not like it used to be. It used to be the customer was always right. It ain't like that anymore. So we always want to try to find you guys great vendors. And if you're looking for something, even great dealers, there's some dealers out here that ain't worth a crap. And there's a whole lot of them that are really great dealers, and they'll take care of you and things like that. And we like to pass that on. You can always email us at Bob and Tams. Contact us at bobandtams.com.
Yep. That's what Ryder X wanted to know also about how the website was going. I need to get back on it again.
She put a few things on. She put in some of the rallies for next year. We put a couple videos up in there. That's as far as she got. And problem is we just got way too much crap to do. And I understood, like, when you were helping us get it going and stuff, it's the same thing. You got work to do too, and you keep going on it. And we kind of said something to our daughter the other day, but once again, it was during Christmas time, so it was tough. She's pretty computer savvy. And so we did figure out how to get on it and was able to do some stuff with it. So I think once we get a chance, like now, we're working on the garage too, and that's taking up a lot of my time. I'm not able to put videos out as much as I've got like 6 videos ready to go, edit and go. We got one on some great products. We got some other ones. We got a bunch of stuff that we want to show products on that we use that we're really happy about. We want to tell you guys about it. And then we've got one on some rides that are going to be in Sturgis that she did. That one still needs to be done. We just got the New Year's Eve party that I if I don't get it done tomorrow, you probably will never see it unless you're a Patreon, probably, because once it's a week or two after New Year's Eve,
Who cares?
who wants to see the party we were at? So
Wyatt's Lemonade said they're putting together their corporate sponsorship plan. Check out their page for further details later this week.
there you go.
Okay.
And he's been really busy. He's got a Facebook
Yeah.
page too, and they're out doing a bunch of stuff. And he's actually in. I think he's on a cheerleading team. He's one of the guys on the cheerleader. Flips some girls around.
Yeah, there you go.
And,
thanks for always having the best advice, Palmoto said. You're welcome.
and we'll be seeing him down in Daytona because we want to get with him. And that's
Get
one of the
some
things
of
we don't
his-
get to really do. You just see him in Laconia. That was about the first rally, other than Galveston, that you see a lot of crotch rockets. Up in Laconia, it was probably about 50-50. There's about just as many crotch rockets running around as there is, street bikes. And so yeah, so he does a lot of stunts and stuff like that. And
We're gonna go check some of
I
his
want to
stuff
see
out.
some of these amateur guys that do stunts and stuff versus watching the ones that are in like in Sturgis. You watch them in a circle doing it. There are people that are more like professional people. It's more fun to watch the people that just do it on the side. They do it as for fun or as a hobby, and we want to catch up with them guys and film that and meet some of them, get some of them on our channel, because we're just not Harleys. We like to talk to everybody with any kind of bike. It doesn't matter what you have. We had somebody on our channel last year that had a bicycle to talk to. And so yeah, anything.
2023 is our year, 15 Nation. That's right.
So it's gonna be a really good year, and like I say, Sturgis this year is gonna be the first time that we're gonna spend a lot more time with you guys if you want to be with us and have some fun with us and stuff. Somebody said when they heard us do a live the first one when I announced this, thought we were a swingers group, and I'm like, I don't, because I guess we said you wanted to come party with us. Well, if you don't, probably the person doesn't know much about Sturgis because there's a lot of parties that people are with. Most people, that's about. I'm not saying that no other rally does this, but Sturgis is one that people just seem so much more friendlier. And you could just start talking to a guy, and the next thing you know, you're out with the guy riding on the roads with him or stuff, or having a beer with them, or going over to his campground and stuff. Or we've had some that gave us barbecue before, like, come on over here, we're cooking. Okay, thanks. And had a good evening with him and stuff. So it's different. It's kind of neat to where it's that type.
I think it's funny because the RV community are very friendly, helpful people with one another, and the biker community is very friendly and helpful with one another. So you get kind of both of those worlds kind of collide, and just got a bunch of friendly, happy people.
And I just think it's now I don't see it as much. Daytona's doesn't seem quite as friendly. People is quite as friendly as we see in Sturgis.
You get those.
And then but I mean, all the rallies we go to are all a little different. Galveston is probably, which people told us before we went to Galveston, it's the most diverse rally you're going to see. You're going to see the biggest group of people. And after we were down there a day or two, I was like, wow, you're really right. You see all these different nationalities and everybody's getting along and, kind of nice.
Yep.
All of them are a little different. Like smaller rallies seem to do better just for that kind of atmosphere. Lake of the Ozarks. But see, what's bad about some of the smaller rallies is unless you're because what ends up happening is most of these other rallies you go to don't really have designated campgrounds like you do in Sturgis. 90% of the campgrounds in Sturgis, well, 99% of them are only open during rally,
Sturgis.
or they might only be open 3 months of the year. So they're not used to having a lot of people coming in and going in. So it's not like a normal campground. If you were like in Daytona, there's a campground down in Ormond Beach that's pretty crowded year round. Doesn't matter. They have very few bikes there during rally time because they have so many people paying for monthly rates. So you run into it. You can go out to, what's the one out there? They have the burning bike.
Into land.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
I know a lot of people
fairgrounds.
Yeah, I know a lot of people go out there to that one. To us, well, the problem we have when we go to a rally is for us, we can't be that far away from what's going on because we're all over the place. It's like in Daytona, it's pretty good. The two places that we stay at, or even if we stayed over there at what's the campground in
Sunshine?
No, the one that the tents are going to be at.
Oh, Crazy Horse.
Crazy Horse. Crazy Horse isn't too bad of an area either because you're right there just down the street from the fairground or from the racetrack. So you're pretty close. You can get on the highway right there, get down to Ormond Beach pretty quickly. So it's not too bad.
Right down the road it's on Tamaka Farms there,
Yeah.
and it's right down
From
Cackleberry
yeah.
and
see, somebody say, well, Cackleberry's not that far. Yeah, but the highway there, coming back from Cackleberry, coming back up to International Speedway can be a nightmare. Yeah. Plus, the people that get off at 4 or 5 o'clock at night, that's their way they go home. So that can be. We've sat on that road already an hour, and yeah, so it's not.
That's where we got caught in the rain coming back from Cackleberry.
But it's just not. You're not that far away, but it's just the traffic is just bad. So you really got to plan your time out if you're going to go there or stay. You want to stay away from certain times and things. Getting out of there probably is a little bit better than trying to get into the place. But they got that one light there at the gas station, and that's always usually backed all the way down to Cackleberry. And what a mess. But yeah, so that's what you got to think about when you stay places. Where do I want to do? What do I want to see? What do I want to go? Because that makes a whole lot of difference. Just like staying out at Pappy Hoyle's, out at Full Throttle. To me, that's too far out of town. And you go, well, what about the Buffalo Chip? Well, the Buffalo Chip's not bad as long as you stay away from concert time. So if I was going to go out and do riding, I would make sure I'm back by 5 or 6 o'clock at night. If I was planning, unless I'm going to stay in town till after 10 o'clock. 10 or 11 o'clock, you can get back out to the Buffalo Chip and not have too much traffic trouble until they let the concert out. So remember, when you get that pass, for that day watching that concert, you can stay all night. You can bring a tent, you can bring a sleeping bag, you can jump on somebody's picnic table and just sleep all night. You can get up the next morning and ride back to your camp, wherever your hotel, wherever you're at, just from avoiding that couple hours of trying to get the hell out of that campground. So, but they all got different pros and cons of what you stay and what you do. But yeah, the Buffalo Chip's got the most stuff going on.
That's sad. Charlie Frank says he saw a bike got ran over in Florida near Crackleberry, a tractor trailer. Florida's getting bad with the mix of people.
Yeah.
Just the traffic in general.
Well, you're getting all these people now. It's kind of like California. You get all these people that live in California that are from different countries, different states, and all this stuff that moved to California when we lived there. It was like that. It was, and you start, yeah. And Florida's getting to be that way. Pretty much a lot of the people from New York, up on the East Coast, has all moved to Florida. We already had the old people living there to start with. And then you got a lot of Cubans living down there. Nothing wrong with Cubans, but a lot of Cubans have lived down there for years too that have moved in. And so now you got a really big, which is a melting pot, which is, I first thought they had the worst drivers in the world until we went back to California. We didn't realize how that's nuts. You put your life in your own hands in California, driving around in any of the major cities.
Because even up in New York, we didn't go in New York City, but we were around the outskirts of it, and it wasn't even near as bad. California's just bad all over, all the time, all highways.
Yeah. Well, normally you got traffic all the time. You can be at 3 o'clock in the morning on any of the major highways in the LA, Orange County area, and there's still tons of cars that you would normally see in Florida out on rush hour. Florida, the problem was you get the old people doing 20 miles an hour on the highway, and you got these young kids doing 90 to 100 miles an hour on the highway. Traffic's not quite as bad, but they're constantly doing the bob and weave through it all. And that's what causes a lot of the accidents in Florida. And so that's a problem. But what's crazy is if you go over there, what's that stupid community called?
The
Villages.
Yeah.
Go to the Villages. You'll see them old people on them golf carts, and they'll be on 2 wheels on the current corners. They got them wide open, 30, 35 miles an hour, and they're on 2 wheels. But yet on the highway, they can only drive 20. Ain't figured that one out yet. They need to allow them to drive their golf carts on the highway, and we can get around a lot better.
Mm-hmm. Well, if they think it's less traffic, but I don't know. You see them zipping around because they've got a lot of overpasses over the highways, and you see them vroom, vroom, vroom. It's like, wow, too much. I don't know. It's crazy. Ryder says he calls the old Florida people blue box wearers. Blue box. They got them big old yellow glasses on so they can see. So the traffic or the lights don't.
Well, I want you to verify. They're supposed to have a code to send into your email.
The one I just did it on?
Yeah, your Gmail. And then you're opening it up. Just now. Now they're waiting for your number. All right. So time we get this figured out, we'll be done.
Yeah. So
but it'll be ready for next time. So we got this far. because we thought, when we were in Sturgis and things like that, it would be a lot easier for her instead of trying to do what we're trying to do now. Because without our glasses on, we're like,
well, because it's on the
it's
phone.
there somewhere. Let me
It's
put
on-
the number in before they
Because
expire.
it's only good for like 30 seconds. I don't know. Yeah, if you ever ride the Metrolink out in Las Vegas, the doors are only open 20 seconds. Open 20 seconds to get on and off, and they close. We were coming down the escalator, and the train arrived, and it opened up, and there's a lady, and she's trying to videotape, and I'm just like, I pushed her a little bit. I said, "If you hurry, we can get on." I'm like, "It's the doors only open for 20
I don't know how long that
seconds."
lady. The lady must never rode a subway or anything. And so she's coming down the escalator, got her camera going, her phone, and we're like, the doors open, and the people in front of her ran. And I'm like, we're not that far. We're probably about 6 more steps, and we would be to the bottom of the escalator. And I'm just about. I said, you need to yell at that lady, get her ass out of the way, or I'm gonna.
I just kind of nudged her a little, and I said, "The doors are only open for 20 seconds. If you hurry, we can get on." What does it say?
Enter iPad passcode. That'd be my number.
Aye.
I have never had so much trouble logging into something.
Well, and every time it goes to the next step,
Hey, it must be updated finally.
it says you gotta verify it. So you gotta go from your phone to your email, and then you have to verify your email to your phone. And it says, well, let's do that one more time. And it's like, oh my gosh. So what does this guy say? I can't see. Polly P. I would love to ride to Sturgis this year from Southeast Wisconsin, but I'm having issues trying to find 2 and 2 exhaust for my 17 breakout. Anyone know of any good custom exhaust shops for Harley?
Call Cobra in California. They have a lot of stuff. Call them. See what they can do. Cobra Exhaust in Yorba Linda, California.
Yeah.
Well, American.
Polly P says to check out D&D and Chromeworks.
Yeah.
Ray's Moto Life said, just wanted to say hi. Got done with my Monday night live stream. Okay, Ray's Moto Life, how you doing?
Normally we don't do Mondays. We normally do Sundays. But
Yeah.
seeing that was New Year's Day, we were coming back from Vegas. So last night it was just kind of a mess for us. We didn't really things didn't go right.
Well, check out. We got checked out at 1.
We got up at about 11, and then Amazon Adam called me, and partially my fault. We yacked for about an hour and a half. Called me to ask me a question, and then we started talking about other things. And
can you believe that? Did you talk for an hour on the phone?
And so we had a conversation about some videos. He's having some trouble with a couple of videos that they won't pay him on them, and he was trying to figure out. He don't know it's crazy. We don't understand why. And some of you guys that are YouTubers have the same problem we have. They ask me the same questions too. And I think it's the bigger we'll eventually get, the less trouble we have with what we can put on content. Just like Prime Cut Pro. You can go look at Prime Cut Pro and that pro's name. Kelly. Great guy. We love the guy. He's a good friend of ours. We'll see him in Daytona. But he put some videos up there that if I put the same video up, they would red flag it. But he gets commercials on it. Why? Because I think he's got 960,000 subscribers. It's such a role that he just, I don't know. I've said something to him. I'm going to talk to him again. But when I talked to him last year in Sturgis.
How do you do that?
Yeah. It's like, I don't know. And so what I do is if we have a video that we think like we had one that was just a beauty contest and they flag it. Like we're not going to show this year in Sturgis, we're going to do things a little bit different. We're not going to show you things during the rally, like the beauty contest. If you're not there, there's nothing to see. You missed it. We'll show it after it's over. We'll show it after we get home. We'll show you all the different things, all that. But the girls, you're going to get to know a lot more about them, and we'll get more personal, up close with them to know what's going on. But the actual contest, because they red flag it. But if you wait and put it up later on, you can write YouTube and say it's a beauty contest. And then they'll go, oh, okay. We thought it was just a bunch of girls trying to show their stuff. And you ever watch a Miss America contest or Miss Universe? It's the same stuff. They got wearing about the same amount of stuff on. But it's different for us YouTubers. But I mean, you got to work with what we got. And that's what you do. And I know some of you guys, we even had some of them had trouble with Patreon. Want to know how I don't have any trouble? I don't know. I don't know why I don't have any trouble with my Patreon. I don't show any hardcore, but I mean, we show the flashing girls and stuff like that. I've still got a little bit of video I need to put up here Maybe I'll try to get that this week. See how it goes. Tomorrow I gotta wait all day long. I gotta be over at the shop and gonna do some stuff. We gotta wait for Home Depot to bring all our crap, all our drywall, our insulation, some more 2x4s.
Toilet, sink.
Yep. Shower.
For the bathroom.
Yep. Trying to get all that, and then that way, pretty much, we're hoping before we leave, we'll have the bathroom all done. The inside will be all done. I'll have it. The only thing I haven't bought yet is paint. I haven't decided. We're gonna let you guys. We're gonna do a video on that, on what we paint the shop.
Right.
Should we paint it all just one color inside, or should it be a Harley? You know, the black, the white, and the orange. I don't know. For videos, it's probably better one color. Actually, but probably would end up doing 2 or 3 colors. We probably do each wall a different color, probably. So you could have different views when you shoot. And then we got a bunch of stuff that we're going to hang on the walls. I don't know if you even looked at it when we were in Sturgis at Black Hills Harley. They had a great deal on a lot of stuff. They had like 50% off. Here, I'll show one thing I got. I
Push him out.
2 of them.
He did. I can't get anyone to pay me for pictures of my feet. I know. You never know. Some people, and we're getting back to that fetish stuff again. So he's been looking for stuff. Oh, that's what somebody else gave us something, and they said, here, put this up in your shop. So if any of you guys got any kind of memorabilia, Harley stuff, motorcycle stuff.
I got 2 of these, and they were half price. Monkey Man's got one hanging up. See, I'm gonna have 2. No, I didn't buy it because he had it. I've been wanting to buy gas tanks, and I was going to cut them myself, but it's insane. It's insane what these people want to charge for like a wrecked gas tank. They want like $500. Happy, dude. I'm not paying you that. We got a video talking about that. Here, hand me the cards that are laying over there that we just got. No, the ones I got from.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You just was explaining we got 3 Christmas cards. So what we did is one of our subscribers, and George, he sent us one for Christmas. And I said, wow, that's pretty neat. I'm going to put it in a frame, and I'm going to put it in my shop when we get it all done. And he said, oh, well, actually, that was a photocopy of the original one. So he sent me the original ones that are actually from Easy Rider. So they're really neat, and I'm going to put them inside of a frame, put them all together. But they're all David Mann pictures. We were going to go this year to the rally. And the other one's not there. I think the other one's somewhere. I put it somewhere else. And we were going to go to David Mann. They have a big party out here, which I don't think we're going to make it this year. It's usually in February, and I don't think we're going to. I think we may already be on the road by the time it happens.
That's where we're going to go, whether we were sick or not. And thank goodness they canceled it because of all the rain.
Because we were going to go sick or not.
Taught me to the best to find things. Yep.
So that was one of the things we're going to do a video later on. If I've got a bunch of stuff that we're going to put on the wall. I've got some stuff. I got a clockwork sign. I got a thing that I bought last year at the raffle 2 years ago in 2021. It says something garage, whatever that one over there says.
Harley Garage.
I'd say Harley Garage. It's going to go in there. I got some other posters that were signed by people and stuff we put up. I got a bunch of flags and stuff. Some of the big banners are going to be out in the shop, more in the shop part. Because I don't want to have all that. That stuff's not going to take too much of the balls up for all that stuff. But we got a lot of banners from last year. I got some metal signs and stuff we picked up the last couple of years out in Sturgis. But if you've got something you would like to put into our storeroom or our editing room that we're going to be shop/garage studio, and people will see it in the background all the time. You can always mail everything to our Meadway address out in Sturgis, because we'll be picking all that stuff up when we get out to Sturgis, and it'll be put on our wall. I've got a big stop sign. I got a one-way sign. My son-in-law got me that, and so we're gonna have up in there. So just a lot of different things. Motorcycle related items is what I'm looking for. I've got some other stuff, some motorcycle parts and stuff. We'll probably put up on the walls and stuff too. And
I'll take some of this stuff up there.
Probably not. That's already set up here. Got my sled that's over, that thing's over 60 years old now. It's older than my brother and sister had it. Sister wanted it. And I got stuff. I used to have a Skelly gas station. I got a bunch of stuff up there from Skelly gas station. Her dad had a Texaco station.
I got some Texaco stuff up
I
there.
used to collect matches when they used to give matchbooks out. I probably have 500,000 matches from all over the United States and back in casinos that aren't even there anymore. My parents went to Vegas and stuff. A peanut machine up there that's really old. Bunch of I got a guitar up on the wall. I got some beer cases, some soda cases, Route 66. Our house is pretty much a man house. It's the bedroom and the bathroom and the kitchen.
I don't even get the kitchen.
There ain't none of my crap in there. Computer's on the table. You use the computer. What's in there that's mine? We got lights and stuff here. We'll turn it around.
No, let's not turn it around. It's a mess in there. Stop
Oh,
it.
I'm not gonna show them the kitchen.
No.
I'll show them up my stuff up high. I don't know if I can turn this around. Oh, I got to go to camera. Let's see here. Go to
Face it that way.
settings. Camera. Down here. Front facing camera. I think that's the same. Oh, that's the same one I got. I don't want that one. Back facing camera. Yep. So there's this is what I was sitting on the couch looking at. That beer barrel is my Jack Daniels. That's going over to the shop. There's one of our lights. So there's up high. That's my sled. And I won't show you everything. Everything's a pretty big mess because we've been gone
Ever.
and for the last 2 weeks we've been gone. So we have a ledge up there. Those 2 glass jars is some of my matches that I have. There's some exhaust pipes off of her Fat Boy Low that got wrecked. Somebody killed her almost in. There's our guitar, Route 66, Las Vegas. There's a beer crate. That's a Slits one up there. I don't know what, on top of that, there's a 6-pack of beer. That's Mount Rushmore beer.
Got that out at
Yeah, I got that out there at I can't
Devil's
think.
Tower.
Yeah, Devil's Tower is where it is. Another Route 66. There's another beer case. The Budweiser one. That's not my oldest one. The Budweiser, another Route 66. The little green light there is our camera. We have cameras all over the house. There's the oldest one. We've had that beer crate there. We actually got it from Anheuser-Busch in St. Louis. We probably have had that for,
since 79.
yeah, since we got married, 79. Got some soda cases. There's our decorations that we put up for Christmas. There's another one of our stage lighting. So here's my collection of gas station stuff. There's some Harley cans up there that we got. There's an old blowtorch. There's a can where you used to put oil in it out of a 55-gallon barrel. There's her dad's Texaco stuff. And the Skelly stuff is mine. There's a Sturgis sign we got a long time ago. There's a matchbook one that's not full. There's my peanut machine. That's her welcome sign. And,
One thing I got.
I used to work for the gas company in Southern California. So there's my award I got when I left. They said, good riddance. Don't come back. And a gas meter and a couple other awards that I got when I was a union president. So, and the rest of the house, here's one of my best pictures I ever took in Sturgis. That's us. I put a camera out there and I had it take rapid pictures till it caught us. And I put that on a canvas. Pretty slick, huh? We have a soda machine, but I got to go get it fixed. And we got a bunch of signs that are motorcycle pictures and stuff. So you can see. But there's our coat rack and a mirror. Front door. Some more Route 66. Family pictures. You might want to see your family. Some more motorcycle pictures. All right, let me turn it back around because you don't want me to show you the rest of the house because it's a. Go back to more. Go back to settings. Go back to camera. Go back to front camera. Go back. Oh, back. Hey, there I am. You still kind of see the mess. So there, you got a quick rundown of our retirement home.
It's a mess. The Rider X, I can't get that picture because the phone you sent it to is what we're videotaping on.
What do you send a picture of?
I don't know. He said, I just texted you a cool picture.
You can look at it. We should stay on.
You have to go to
Messages. Rider X. Oh, it's one of those pictures too.
Oh, that's cool.
Is that
a David Mann picture, Rider X?
Yeah, there we are.
I can't click on that.
So yes,
Be
that was a pretty cool
careful,
picture.
you might need a new password if you move the camera around too much.
Nah, I don't never have that trouble.
Kamoto says nice artwork.
And
Now
other stuff
you're
we just
frozen.
still frozen.
I don't know. I keep hitting the.
All right, let me go.
There, now it's gone.
All right, maybe I moved around too much because we're using the internet on the phone. That might have been why it slowed down. All right. Okay, we've seen the cool picture, which it was. Be careful, you might do that. There's motive. Okay. So yeah, pretty exciting. So you got
I'm never
anything?
home long enough to clean.
I can't sit back. My little.
Just tilt it down.
I am. I gotta push that back.
Oh, I just pulled it. Are you gonna say anything?
But you were talking.
I just,
She's still wearing her coat inside the house.
well, it's a little chilly still.
Got her Mustang out today.
I did. It got, and then he's like flooring it. I said, "Go easy on her. She hasn't been out in a year," and he's like flooring it.
Step down on it. That or you got hit in the back.
Well, then you shouldn't have went out.
It was my opportunity. Out here, you got to take your life in your own hands too.
You do. It's pretty risky to drive on the roads out here. When I was out here by myself and he was still in California working, I would always take the back roads because there was people getting killed out here on the 95 left and right. Every day somebody got killed. So I wouldn't
They
drive
put
on it.
mediums up now, and it's cut
It's-
down some.
It has, but it's crazy.
So I guess I don't know if there's anybody else got nothing else. I guess we could wrap it up tonight.
Alrighty. So we've been on hour and
Still got 43 people on. Appreciate
Okay.
all you guys hanging out.
yep.
And
Hope you all had a happy new year and a safe new year. If you're on here, I guess you had a safe new year. And
hopefully we'll see you at one of the rallies this year.
you're gonna do a Sunday live next week?
Next Sunday we'll be live back to our normal Sundays. Yeah, sticking to the Sundays work better. We'll stick to our Sundays, and unless something drastic comes up that we need to give you a quick update on, but other than that, I don't know anything else going on. We're probably going to do some lives in the week of the 20th. That'll be when we're at the Meet Come auction. We may be doing some lives there every day. Just for the fact it'd be a lot easier to do a live than it would be for me to sit down and edit something. And then if there's some really cool bikes, maybe we'll put a video out later on that. But Meet Come auction is really neat. If you're anywhere near Las Vegas that week, you see they got like anywhere from 2,000 to 2,500
Emery's just
bikes.
gonna miss it.
Yeah, it is really worth even just for one day just to
Right.
look at the bikes. Last year they had a collection of over $4 million worth of one collection of bikes was over $4 million. There was bikes there that were from Harley Davidson from the museum they were selling. They had like 3 or 4 of them there that they sold. There was a bike that was from the Buffalo Chip that one of the builders had built a long time ago, and I don't know if they took it back or whatever, but they took it there. They sold it last year. We had a video on that. Kind of neat, but you see everything. It's just not Harleys. You see old trail bikes and the old Honda 70s and the 50s.
All those different kind of bikes, or those European bikes and all that. They had
bikes you never even heard of.
And all those. They had all kinds of stuff.
So it's kind of neat. What's the one?
So Polly, I should put that up. The Cobra. Thanks for all the feedback, Carrie. Everyone, take.
She can't talk.
Thanks
Hopefully
for the
this
live
year
feed.
will
Take
be.
care, everyone. Hopefully this year will be better than last year. Not holding my breath, having a feeling things will continue to move more expensive later.
Yeah. And it could be. And I always tell people that anyway. I don't think things are really going to get much better. I think you're looking at what it is and it's going to get worse over the next years. That's why I always say, if you're thinking, hey, maybe I'm not going to do any motorcycle rallies this year because, gas is still a little too high. Things are more expensive. I think things are going to get more and more and more expensive. And it may be someday these rallies won't be around anymore because it just won't be feasible for people to travel the distance to get to them. And then they'll get smaller. And, it's kind of like here. We had a Laughlin rally. Las Vegas had a rally. Those are gone forever. We do have a gentleman here, Larry, that's been putting on the Bullhead City Ride. Bullhead River Run. And he's building it up. It's getting better. But, it's probably going to take him 5 to 10 years to get it up to even what Laughlin was a few years back. But it's tough. It's putting a rally on is a tough business. And you got to have a lot of cooperation. Bike Blues and Barbecues this year kind of was screwed up in 2022 because the city of Rogers took it over and they had no idea what they're doing. We're getting ready to talk to one of our friends, a YouTuber, Ozark Rider. And I just wrote him today and see if he wanted to come on our channel and talk a little bit about some of the rallies he does at Lake of the Ozarks and Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue. He does. And he also did last year, he even went down to Adam Sandoval's at his event. He went down there and had a good
Stubborn
time.
American.
Yep, Stubborn America, which is a great event. We've been there twice. We haven't been back in a couple years, but not saying I won't go. Adam's actually going to do a live thing tomorrow night that he's thinking about doing 120 dealerships throughout the United States next year and ending up at the 120th anniversary. So he's going to go live tomorrow night for a couple hours and talk to everybody about, if you're an Adam Sandoval fan, talk about what you think he should do, what bike he should ride. Well, he's definitely going to have to ride a Harley if he's going to go to Harley dealerships. So I can't think he would drive an Indian, but be something to think about. I don't know if he's trying to talk about, see if people would want him to go out on his old war horse or not. I wouldn't want him to. That bike's got a lot of miles on it, and it'd probably definitely break down a lot more than it did that first time around. We probably should go with a little bit newer bike. But maybe I might go on his tomorrow night a little bit and chat with him too when he's on there tomorrow night. It's his YouTube channel he's going to be on. It's Adam Sandoval. His little dog Scooter died in 2022.
His dad died too.
Yeah,
it was not a good year.
Yeah. He did get married though.
Yeah.
So he got him a new house out there. He built at the campground, and we'd love to go back there again. And maybe one day we will. I don't know how time will go, but I know he does this Stubborn America, and I think he's looking for a campground out here in Arizona too. Last time I heard, I don't know if he's still doing that or not.
Like Bob and Dee.
But so that's kind of neat.
So Paulie P, I put Cobra exhaust number on there. Call them and tell them what you got and see if they've got anything. You never know. Fender Kittens on. I'd like to see Adam Sandoval videos again. Yep. Okay, later.
And it was Adam Sandoval. That's how we kind of started doing motorcycle rallies. Is we started watching his channel when we kind of caught him at the end of when he was doing his motorcycle thing, and that's kind of when we met him here in Laughlin, and kind of the first time we kind of met him, and it was really good. I really enjoyed his videos then, and I think he's trying to get back to his roots because they always tell you that if you like us, we kind of changed our videos around this year in 2022. And after we talked to a lot of our subscribers, they said, we really kind of liked how you did it last year, where you did a bunch of stops in a day. You showed us 5 or 6 different things we could do in one day. When you do one video, if we're not interested in going to the Buffalo Chip, we're not going to watch the Buffalo Chip. So, or whatever it was. So this year, up into Buffalo Chip, we will, but there'll be other things going on. But it'll be this year we're doing the Buffalo Chip just for the fact that
there's so much stuff going on.
Yes, I had no idea until we were there in 2021. Sturgis could die, and every other campground could leave, and the Buffalo Chip people would come to the Buffalo Chip and never leave. There's so much stuff going on there. It's a full entertainment, and they're even adding more stuff this year. There's going to be a lot of big announcements come out right before we'll be starting to get them out. We actually got to call Rod tomorrow and talk to him and about a couple things we've got brewing that we want to work with him on, and so we're going to talk to him about that. But I mean, they're going to try to there's going to be some new stages built. They're going to be redoing the stage area in there. They did a lot this year in 2022. They asphalted a lot more roads. And he said something the other day when we had him on live that he was going to do more roads. So he might end up finishing. They're never going to do the back 40. That's a field. So if you think they're going to asphalt the grass, that's not going to happen. But the roads going up to it is a possibility. And the roads that are over on the backside that he didn't do this year. And I think they only had so much time. They agreed to a certain amount of money, and that's what it's 75, 80% better this year than it ever was. And it's not as dusty as everybody says. They're all campground. Heck, we were in Pappy Hoyle's this year, was over there, and it was a freaking dust bowl. It looked like a tornado running right through the campground. I was like, holy crap. And so it does. And we were at Kathmandu, and our bike was covered in dust.
Yeah. And the poor golf cart was crazy.
And we even tried to put covers on it most of the time. So, yeah.
So we'll try to bring you as much good information as we can. So stay tuned for our upcoming videos. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Share us with your family and friends. Think about Patreon. Give us a big thumbs up. Ring that bell for notifications. And we'll see you on the next video.
There you go. And we'll try to get a video. I don't know if I got anything tomorrow, but maybe we'll do a short from the garage showing you all that crazy stuff that gets delivered tomorrow. Holy smokes, can you believe that? thanks for hanging out. Appreciate all you guys. And hopefully 2023 will be a great year. We'll be able to spend a bunch of fun time with you guys, and we'll have the best time ever.
Don't forget to give us a thumbs up.
There you go. See you guys later.
Bye.
Hit the button.